You're so clever.
Who told you I was clever?
Oh, all your friends at the studio told me.
Oh, drat. I told them not to tell you.
And another thing, don't be so free with your hands.
Listen, honey, I was only trying to guess your weight. You take things too seriously.
Baloney, Mahoney, Malarkey, you big kabloona.
Kabloona? I haven't been called that for 2 days.
You silly kablooner. Hey, everybody. Welcome to Nick the Rat Radio, episode 350. Coming to you live from the underground of Brooklyn, New York in the sewers. Gonna take a quick here. Oh, no, there's no Zindu tonight, Quercus. I'm sorry to say. But we do have an interview with the lovely Dame Jennifer. Jennifer, I think it's Isaac Buchanan. I think I got that right. I spoke with her earlier this week on Monday morning, recorded it, and I was listening to the recording today, and the video was totally fucked. Totally fucked the audio, but luckily I made a backup recording. And then I had to like cut it and resplice it. Isaac? Oh, I get it. Isaac. No, Fletcher. I'm sick. Boy. It is August 31st, 2022. It was a good conversation. It was a nice hour-long conversation with her. The audio is fine. The video quality, it's a little bit freaky, fucky, sucky, wacky, doodly doo because I was using Skype, and I usually don't use Skype in my studio setup very often. So it's low quality. There's also some other new feature in Skype where you put two people together in like the same room, so it sort of looks like we're sitting together. But either way, this is mainly a podcast. This isn't a visual experience. But another big update is soon I'm going to stop using this human filter in the video I've been doing. I'm going to start to go back into my cartoon form. It's going to be great. Got some stuff planned. We just hired about 30,000 Korean dark sewer scientists to come down here and animate it. Put it into like, you'll see. It's going to be cool. Anyway, that's coming up at a later point. I'm just giving you some quick updates for past updates and all that stuff. It's 222. I don't know. It's the future. Yeah, it is the future. Now is yesterday's then. I'm gonna go full VTuber. I've been doing tests with it because I was streaming a lot over the last week, from like Thursday to Sunday. I think I played about 50 hours of video games, almost straight. Tons of pretty much Dota and The Hunt, and there was some Star Trek too. There's some Star Trek playing. What game was that called? Something like Deadly Right or something. It was an old point and click. It was fun. Made some marijuana oils too. I think my tolerance for THC, since I got this oil machine, has went through the roof. I don't think I get high anymore. I think basically I am weed now. Look at my eyes. I am now weed. I am the weed now. But yeah, sometimes I'll usually just jump directly into the interview, like right from the start of the bat. But I'm trying to do a little format change so basically we're going to play a song first. I'm going to thank some people, and then we're going to play another song, and then we're going to go right into the interview. So if you came here for Jennifer, which you probably did, because why do you want to see me? Why do you want to hear me? You're here for her. I'm just making you wait. I'm going to be an asshole. Big old asshole. Yeah, don't worry. I'll still have the camera at the studio, so you can see what's going on in the fake real world. So you could still, so I could say hi. I like saying hi to everybody. But it's really nice to be able to sit back and, be naked and pick your nose. I was able to stream for 4 days straight, completely butt naked, and nobody had any idea other than me telling them every 5 fucking seconds. Because when you're naked, you gotta let people know. Hey, dude, I'm naked. I'm naked. I just like you know I'm naked. By the way, guess what? I'm naked. All right. What else? Is there any other updates that I have to get you guys updated with here? Let's see. No, that's basically all the updates. Other than that, I just want to say thank you to everybody that's out there for just sticking to their guns of being completely open minded in the times of when everything's falling apart. Because some people are just angry, they're mad, they don't know what's going on. But the late night warriors in the dark sewer system, the sewer chatters, yeah, you guys, you have your head probably above your shoulders, I think, or below somebody else's waist. I'm not too sure what's going on out there. But anyway, just want to say thank you for all tuning in, and I hope we all have a lovely night together. Hope you learned something tonight, too. After the interview, we'll get back into the show, and we shall, what is that called? Take calls. Yeah, we got a phone line here. 917-719-5923. If you want to take part, you could leave a voicemail now. When I do open the phone lines eventually at some point, I'll let you know. Then you can talk to me live and we can talk about buttholes or donkeys and cheese. I don't know, whatever the hell you want to talk about. If you want to talk about the interview or talk about how great Dame Jennifer is, you could do that too. She seems like she really has her shit together. Diane, I might have to switch you out for her. No, okay, don't throw that book. That's a big one. All right, look. Do you ever meet somebody that's just like they look like they have their life on a schedule? Like it looks like they wake up and they have a purpose and they do something and then they have some other stuff that they do. I think that's her. I'm very jealous. Very jealous of her. I wish I had my shit together. Or maybe she was just really good at pretending she did, but fooled me. I couldn't tell. Ah. Anyway, let's listen. Let's start the show off with NCMFYT with Lost Highway. We'll be right back. Good song, abrupt ending. All the music you can find on SoundCloud. It's all free. CC BY 3.0. You could use that music too for wherever you want. You want to make a movie, an action movie? Sure, throw that in there. Just thank the artist and all that. Make a Alien sex tape. I don't fucking do that too. You can do that, and it's fine. Just make sure you thank the artist. For all the artists and all the links and all the ways you could chat and interact and all the fun time one times, go to nicktherat.com, nicktheratradio.com. There's a social button, so you go into the Twitch chat, the IRC chat, the Discord chat. They're all combined. Thanks to somebody. It wasn't Void Zero. It was it wasn't. Was it Node Bit? Was it Zero? Was it? I haven't spoken to him in a long time, but cheers to you, NodeBit. Also, cheers to Servo for helping to assist with the chat and the linking of stuff. Yeah. Thanks to all you people. Now let's thank some people that have helped create the show via donations. Looks like nothing's in the PO box today. I just checked the PO box. PO box was empty. It's if you want the link to the PO box, go to nicktherat.com and click on social. I should have it in the donate area, but I put it in the social area because I don't fucking know. I was feeling like doing that day. I'll change it once in a blue moon. One day I'll change it. But the PO box address is 905. Is that it? I don't even know what it is. 90549 Brooklyn, New York 11209. Care of 999 the Rye 999. Nick the Rat. Yeah, care of Nick the Rat. You could also click donate on the Nick the Rat webpage and use the PayPal subscription link. You could subscribe for $4.20 a month. That's like $1 an episode for you, and I get about $2 for that. I don't know the conversion rate. They take a big chunk, and then after that, you tell Uncle Sam about it, and then he takes the other fucking part. Now I'm left naked, covered in mayonnaise, broke. Fine. We're not doing this for the money. So we have giant corporate ad sponsorships anyway, so I don't fucking care. But anyway, let's see here. Let's thank some people that have donated, though. If you do donate, I'm very grateful and gracious, and I am naked right now. Wait, holy crap. What's going on here? I think there's a lot more donations than P.O. Box donations here. Let's check here. Where? PayPal notification received. We got also, I don't dox people. I'll read your note if there's a note. Yeah, but where do you think that mayo I got for free? If there's a note, I'll read the note. I'll read the initials, and I shall read the donation amount. So right here we have Thick the Rat, Lavish, 1212. Now I got to interview you one day, Lavish. If you're ever down for an interview with Nick the Rat or just have a little fireside chat, let me know. I'd like to talk to you. Thank you so much, Lavish, for the 1212. And I am thick. That's why I'm naked right now. We have KS with a 420. Thank you so much, KS, for the 420. Cheers to you. Maybe I get Lavish and Blueberry on at the same time. Nah, one at a time. 3 people's too much. We got another 420 from DV. DV, thank you so much, DV. DV's been around for a pretty long time, and it's good to see those reoccurring 420s inside the mailbox. Ooh, we have AM with a monthly reoccurrence, $1 million, people. I don't know who AM works for, but we got a $1 million donation just right now from AM, and I get one of these every month. I don't know if this person's accidentally died and left their bank account going, but thank you, AM, for the $1 million. Still not as much as the corporate sponsorships that we get, so drop in the bucket. Too bad I don't get any of the drops. We also have another donation here from PLLC 1414. Thank you so much, PLLC. You've been around for a LLC long time. That doesn't work very well. And then finally, you could donate via Twitch. If you have a Jeff Bezos coupon book, head over to Twitch, Nick the Rat, and hit me up with a free subscription. Has anybody done that over the past 7 days? Let's go back. Ned resubbed 1 month at tier 1. They've been subbed for 23 months. 23 months, Jesus Christ. I think I read that last time. Felonious Monk resubbed with Prime. Can't let go of that sewer hoe. Yeah. There was a Fuzzy Nomad 7 days ago. These are just follows. And finally, we got One Cryptic Davey resubbed for 1 month at tier 1. They've been subbed for 8 months. Wow. Hi there, One Cryptic Davey. Hi. That's weird. You've been subbed for 8 months? I only remember reading that name once. You read that. Okay. Well, those are all the donations for this week. And I just want to say thank you to everybody that has donated. If you'd like to donate, please go to nicktherat.com and click buttons and fucking attach your soul to your email address and send it on down to the sewers. Cheers. Ugh. I love that Coors. All right, everybody. We are going to hop into a song. Then straight from the song, we're going to jump right into the interview with Jennifer Isaac Buchanan. Jennifer Buchanan. Now, all right, let's see here. What's the next song in the list? Diane? What's going on here? Why is this not working? Oh, because this is bile phase along the way. We'll be right back with the interview with the great Jennifer Buchanan. I think we're recording now. Yeah, this should be good.
Good.
Hi, everybody. I am Nick the Rat, and I am here with, should I call you Dame Jennifer? Just Jennifer is fine?
Jennifer, whatever. But yeah, I mean, people would know me as Dame Jennifer, obviously.
From the No Agenda fame. She whips out these animations that are pretty darn amazing. She finds the right clips to animate to. And how much input do you actually have into those animations? Do you like set up like any of the keyframes, or is it like completely automated?
The only thing that's automated is the voice to moving the lips. So I do everything else. So I frame it out, and then the software is really limited. I'm not a professional animator, so the software is meant for marketing professionals who want to do online learning or like small marketing vignettes. And that was originally why I started using it, was to learn it for a client. But I use it obviously off book, but because that's what it's meant for, the motions are limited, the facial expressions are limited. So I've just learned over the almost 3 years where to, change the frame so that I can, give them a different expression or subtle movement or whatever. So it's funny how John is actually easier and can be more expressive sitting in his chair. It's the oddest thing, but it's really fun. I enjoy it. It's purely a hobby, but it's a great one.
John's way too happy in those things. You got to put like a frown on his face or something.
I do occasionally. I give him, angry eyebrows and, a little bit of a frowny face. But the point is to, attract people, and I don't want to attract them to a grouch. So
that's true. But hey, if you're meeting John, actually he's pretty jovial in person. You met John before, right? Have you met him?
No, I have not. There was allegedly going to be another train meetup sometime this summer, and it just didn't work out. Yeah, so somewhere down the road. I was hoping that one of these meetups that Adam and Tina were at, he might come to, but then I guess maybe that would like break the. I don't know.
They can't be seen in the same room together. I think they're still one person.
Yeah, there's something weird there. I think the last time they were together was probably Adam and Tina's wedding. So yeah, I just have to get out to California, I think, eventually. So
you'll have to go to John's house to meet him. It's
no, but I won't be allowed in the office. So
that's true.
That would be disappointing, but whatever.
How'd you even start listening? How did you get on the No Agenda train?
So it's John. Thanks to John. He was on I used to watch Twit quite a bit. My ex-husband owned a small IT services business, and I was not by nature a technical person. I went into the business to help out with office management and admin. And I was just trying to pick stuff up because that's what I do. You probably didn't hear, but I was on the Podcasting 2.0 a couple of episodes ago. And I am essentially a Girl Friday. If there is something that no one else knows what to do and I think it sounds fun, I will try and figure it out. So I was watching Twit. This is 2010. And I don't even remember what was said, but Leo turned to John and said, "John, this is not the No Agenda show." And at that moment, I thought, well, John's really the only one saying anything interesting on this panel.
Or truthful.
What is this No Agenda show? So that's how I give John full 100% credit. And the last time that I've told John that story a couple of times, but the last time I told him and he was like, "Do you remember what I said?" I was like, "Nah." I guess I could maybe go back to 2010 in the archives and see like around that time of year, the last time he was on and watch it. But why bother?
It was probably about phones being bullshit.
Probably, or the mouse, or something to that effect. But yeah, that's how I came to No Agenda. It took me a while to get through the format, understand the jingles and the inside jokes and whatever. But yeah, so their 15th anniversary is essentially my 12th of listening, because it was around their 3rd anniversary that I started listening,
Man,
which is crazy. Yeah, I know.
It seems like just yesterday too. Time flies.
I know.
Time
And then
is-
I became a dame in 2013 on their 6th anniversary, and you won the album art for that episode, and I have it proudly displayed on my wall, which you cannot see because we are in Tahiti. And I don't even think you can see it in the camera anyway. But it was really cool. It's a great piece. I love it. I couldn't be more pleased with that being the show that I was damed.
There's so many more artists now. I think
I know.
Also, the time they did the show changed, so I have less time to do it. But I haven't been around in the art world, in the No Agenda art world, in a long time. But I listen to every episode. When did you realize that the government was garbage?
So in '08, so I was living in downtown Chicago for a long time. I was there for almost 17 years. And I got sucked into the whole Obama Hopi changey in '08. In fact, the condo building high rise where I lived was about 2 blocks from the Obama campaign headquarters. And the nearest hotel also happened to be our kind of local bar where we would go on the way home from work. And a lot of the campaign staff would hang out there. And I just didn't get the greatest vibes from them, but I was like powering through Hopi changey. And when Obama became president, something didn't feel good about it. It's really weird. It's very esoteric and woo woo, but I actually credit, I obviously I started to feel kind of that way at the beginning, but I really credit No Agenda in lifting the veil, pointing out all the bullshit. And I can cuss, right?
Oh, you could, you could curse here. It's fine.
I give 90% of the credit to No Agenda. So you have to be a willing vessel, I guess, is that maybe the right word. So it was just it was the perfect match of, I could kind of see that things were bullshit, and then Adam and John were presenting so much evidence of it all being bullshit that I thought, maybe I was on the right track after all.
I would see things, and I was like, what's going on with the world? This is crazy. And I just felt like I was crazy. And then I was listening to No Agenda. I'm like, they're seeing the same stuff that I'm seeing. So I guess there's people out there that aren't crazy, even though the whole damn system's nuts.
Yeah, it's outrageous.
When Obama won, the streets of New York City were going crazy, and everybody like, yeah, Obama won. And I was like walking around like, wow, this is kind of strange. And then he bombed Syria, and I was like, oh, okay, never mind.
Yeah. There was a very cult-like feeling in '08, and that night, the election night. We went to the hotel bar. It's the Fairmont, where a lot of the staff were hanging out, and everybody was just there should have been an elation, but it kind of felt they were all doing like, it was really, that kind of creeps me out. Just election night on its own. And yeah, the streets of Chicago, same. I mean, because he was not from there, but had been living there with his family for a long time, and Chicago really very much embraced him as theirs. So yeah, ew. I think about that time and where my brain was, and I'm like, God, I was such a moron. Thank goodness I was willing to admit that I was wrong, because my whole life has changed.
Hanging out in the lion's pit.
Yeah.
Actually, all my friends back then too were probably all very, very, very blue as well. And if they knew me now, they'd probably try to set me on fire or something.
Hey, it's where you discover your true friends. I mean, we've had that in the last 2.5 years here. Well, with COVID, it's like you weed out the people who are not really worth being in your life, I guess is the best way to put it. It's still sad, but
true colors were shining through.
Yeah. But I have a very blue friend who lives near Gramercy Park, and we talk every day. She's my best friend from undergrad, and she still loves me, and I still
That's
love
good.
her.
That's
I'm
good.
trying to purple pill her a little. I feel like she's a little purple with the COVID. It's kind of a good gateway drug when you start to see how wrong that all went. And every once in a while, I'll dip a little no agendaism in her ear, and we'll see.
That's
Maybe I'll save a soul.
it's the hard part about when you start questioning things is because then you don't know when to stop questioning things, and then you go down a whole rabbit hole of like, well, are there aliens out there? Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, you could get so completely. What's the progression? It's like red or blue, red, black, and then clear or white, whatever the final stage is. And there was a really long time that I was black pilled, that I just felt like everything sucks. What's the point? Why am I here? What what am I? I'm just a cog in this giant wheel, and I'm a number to the whole system, and life is terrible. But I've since been reborn out of that, I guess.
Did you wear black lipstick and stuff?
No. But on the inside, I was black on the inside. How's that?
You'd make a great goth. You'd look awesome with and goth gear, goth gab.
I am such a pink and lace girly girl. There is zero. I mean, I wear a lot of black, but not like goth black. And the heavy eye makeup. I think it would be hilarious. Might be a good Halloween gag.
Yeah.
To come as a goth. I think no one would recognize
The sunshine
me.
just went away. What happened here?
Yeah, exactly.
So you're in South Carolina right now, right?
Yes, correct.
And it's better than Chicago.
Oh my gosh, it's night and day. It's funny. I had wanted to move here since I was a teenager. I blame Pat Conroy books that I'm still to this day surprised my parents let me read, because they were very adult. But so we were in Chicago for 17 years, and we started to see the light, because we moved in 2013, and we started to see the light, and our marriage was falling apart. And I thought, maybe if we make a major move, it will fix it. It didn't, but we're still great friends. He's in Florida now. And I'm so thankful, because without that marriage and without that spark, I may not have ended up in Charleston at the time that I did, which was perfect timing. It just felt like everything about Chicago was getting worse. The government was really showing its true colors. Taxes kept going up. Crime kept going up. So I feel like I got out just in time. I can't imagine having been there the last 3 years. I talked to friends, and it sounds like a horror show during COVID. So I got out.
I'm kind of I kind of want to get the hell out of New York City.
Yeah, I bet.
And going further down south might be nice. Do they have good seafood in South Carolina?
Oh my gosh, are you kidding? It's everything is amazing here. Because Charleston, is right on the ocean, so we get a lot of great stuff. But yeah, lots of very good food. Food is one of the criteria when my ex-husband and I moved. It was like, we want water, we want food, we want culture. And me specifically, I wanted what I considered a freer state. So that's what we got. I love it here. Nice. It's great.
Yeah. If I was to spend $1 million on a house, I'd want at least a small backyard. In New York, you don't get any of that.
You don't get anything. No, you. What would you get? Like 1,000 square feet in a high rise, and
more or less.
If that. Yeah.
And outside that smells like urine. It's like, yay.
Oh, yay.
Yay. This is
Although as a rat, you must be used to that.
Well, yeah, I'm, but that's when I'm in the sewer. But if I was to buy someplace above ground,
right,
nice outdoor areas, that would be
right. Ugh. Yeah. It's a shame what's happened, because when I was younger, I really wanted to move to New York, and I was very jealous of my best friend from undergrad that is there now, that she was able to make the move and has remained and is still doing really well. And I am no longer jealous of her. It's great to visit. It's really fun for a long weekend. especially where she is. She's in a, she's fancy. Plus she lives in a fancy area, but everything else just feels like sad. Especially people are still masked up, and with all of the vaccine mandates. I mean, I'm not even sure I would have been allowed within Manhattan had I gone in the previous 2 years. So
Be locked
I
in your
certainly
house,
couldn't have gone out to a restaurant, I guess. So it's a shame because it used to have a really great energy that I think is just gone now.
Well, it's like it's in pockets and places. You just have to know where to look, just like everything in life. But
True.
it's yucky and stinky and smells like pee pee and poo poo. So
No one wants that.
nobody wants that at all now. Uh, is there a good music down in South Carolina?
There are lots of very cool small venues. I like small venue music. I don't
Yeah.
seek it out though. So typically what will happen is a friend will make a suggestion and I'll go. I like almost anything, but I am not a follower of any genre.
Gotcha.
But you name it, there's that kind of music you can hear live here. And like I said, in smaller venues, and lots of them are outdoors because our weather is great for 9 months out of the year. So you can have, lots of outdoor venues. It's fun. It's a great, and there's a theater scene that you would never expect in a town this small. There is just, there's a lot of, the art museum is great. The history museum is great. It sounds corny, but I call it a little big town. It has the feeling of a town that has a much bigger population, and the population has grown quite a bit in the last 9 years that I've been here. Everyone was just following me, obviously, but it already had that feeling before I moved here. I used to be a meeting planner, and I took a group here. And this is years after I already knew I wanted to live here eventually. And it has such a good feeling. Again, the food is of a caliber that you wouldn't expect for a town this small. It's really fun. So, and it's 100% endorsed by Adam and Tina. They loved it. So I like that.
Adam and Tina, they're a great they're a great source of wealth and knowing what to get, what to use, what to drink, where to go.
Oh
Where to
yeah,
be.
it was really fun. They were here for a very short time, but it was really great to have them here, and it was fun. They're just such great people. And it was nice to continue to get to know Tina better. I adore her. She is amazing. Not that Adam's not amazing; he's amazing, but Tina is she's become a friend, and I really appreciate her friendship.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. I've never spoke to Tina. Maybe I should interview her next.
Oh, you know what? She is a great interviewee. She has a very interesting life. I would highly recommend that if she's got the time. Yeah, for sure, 100%.
I'll make sure she's got the time.
There you go.
Is there any like folk legends in South Carolina, like monsters in the alleyway, or any weird creatures that are known in the area? Like, watch out for the X-Rax or something.
There's a bunch of ghost stories, and there's an old prison downtown that is haunted, and they do ghost tours all. I've never been on a ghost tour here, but apparently they're really fun. The unfortunate side of Charleston is it was one of the main places where slaves were brought in, and there's a big marketplace here, and so there's a lot of slave lore, ghost stories. But yeah, I've never gone on a ghost tour. I'm not saying that they don't exist. I just don't need to be frightened. I hear that the prison, the old prison tour is like legit scary, and I don't need that in my life.
Ah, you don't like being scared? I think it's a good feeling to be scared of something that's supernatural or probably not there. It's better than being scared of like going to the doctor or the dentist or something real.
Well, okay, fair point. Yes, because that's actually affecting you with your real life. I enjoy scary movies, but I don't. That just feels like a bridge too far to me. I don't know. maybe I'll go on one. How's
It's-
that? And I'll report back.
It's I like to go on ghost tours whenever I visit a place because you get to go inside of like places that most people don't go inside of. You get to get a
Right.
little strange. They usually like hook it into the history, so you learn some history about the place. You get and usually I'm getting drunk while I'm there, and we're walking past bars. I'm like, okay, so now that the ghost tour is over, I'll go hit up the bar over there. So it's a good way to
Yeah.
it's a good way to get out and get to know the area. But you like horror movies?
I do, and but it's not. There hasn't. What was the one? The most recent. I haven't seen one in a long time. I was trying to think of the best one that I've seen recently. What's the one where you have to be quiet the whole time, where they had to be silent, and they just put out a
with
sequel
with the flying monsters that come and eat you.
I enjoyed that one.
I think it was called like
yeah.
Shh or something.
Yeah, shut the hell up or you'll die.
Shut the fuck up.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. I tend to like the older ones. So there's the one that just keeps popping in my head and I'm not sure why. There's one of Audrey Hepburn and she's blind and there is a killer in her apartment and that is like that's terrifying.
That is very horrifying. Actually, hold on, I might have seen that recently.
That's a really good. There's another one in that kind of that same era that I think is Italian that I've seen multiple times where there's like a portal to hell in an apartment. What is it about these New York apartments like Rosemary's Baby? Like New York apartments are like a vortex of horror films.
That's why I'm trying to get out of here. Wait Until Dark was the Audrey Hepburn one. It's not the one I was thinking about. I was thinking about one where there's like they live in a house and there's like some guy taking like a girl's face off to put it on some other girl or something. But I guess that's not this one. Yeah, it's
no. This one, that one, the Audrey Hepburn one is more suspenseful. Like I don't mind the gore. It's just not the thing that I seek out. I want to be, I want suspense. I want to, wonder all the time, like what's around the corner and kind of like a haunted house experience where you're not going to get hurt and you're not going to see anything that's too horrible. But your adrenaline will pump your heart rate up a bit.
I don't like the gore that much.
Yeah.
Unless it's like about some Jason with an axe running through the woods killing kids. It's gonna have to be some gore for that. But
right
when it's like here's a close up, because like a lot of Italian horror movies do that. They'll show like a close up of like a nail going into an eye. I'm like I didn't need to see that.
No, that's beyond.
I know what happened there. I could build the image in my head.
Exactly. Just look away.
Do you think ghosts are real at all? Do you think there's ghosts out there?
I certainly believe that there's a possibility. I think given what we know about quantum physics and how we are more energy than matter.
Yeah.
That none of us are solid. Nothing is solid. It's just the electrons are moving so fast that everything appears solid. That I believe there is a chance that energy, when the body dies, gets trapped here in some way. They miss the off ramp. They're like angry about something because you might know this better. My impression is that it feels like people that are ghosts people claim there's a ghost or a haunting. Yeah. It's because their life ended in some really horrible way, like they were murdered or they were in a really awful accident.
I always heard they had like unfinished business or something, like they had something they wanted to do, but
right, because their life ended so rapidly and unexpectedly that when they saw the light or whatever it is that guides you to the next plane, they just couldn't leave or didn't want to leave.
That makes me think ghosts are stupid though, because if it's like, oh, I died too soon, I wanted to become an actor. Well, you're a ghost now, dude. You can't do anything.
Right.
It's
right. I wonder though if you're, so you're in that moment of death and you're I would hope somebody would be there to guide you, but maybe not, because that's probably why they get confused. I mean, especially now, It might be, oh, wait, I hear my phone notification. Wait, maybe I need to stay here. Somebody just pinged me on Instagram. We might have a lot more ghosts now than we used to, just because everybody's addicted to the, you know, the gross social media. I don't know. I'm gonna walk right into that light. I'm not sticking around. Like,
Not even
take me to
check
the
your
next
phone.
place, babe.
That would be a
Yeah.
good horror movie. The ghost phone. People keep dying, but they don't leave. They have to check their messages.
Right. Yeah, there you go. Anyway, I know I certainly believe it's possible. I have not. So I was about to say I've never had a personal encounter. I worked one night at Excalibur, which is a big bar in downtown Chicago. And the reason I worked one night is because I was young and stupid and wore too short of a skirt and was at that time very uncomfortable. Well, I mean, who would be comfortable with harassment? But somebody actually grabbed my butt, and I was like, okay, I'm out of here.
Yeah, that's gross.
But the Excalibur, the building where that bar is, was the spillover morgue when there was a really horrible riverboat accident in Chicago in the, I want to say, late 1800s. And it is allegedly very haunted. And I think as a rite of passage, when you are a new employee there, they do things to mess with you. Although a lot of when I was in training, you know, they were, everybody who worked there said that they had either had a personal experience or they knew someone that they trusted who had a personal experience. And I was sent into a storeroom to get something, and the ceilings were really, really high. Now I was asked to go get something that obviously I could reach, but a box from the top came down and fell in front of me, and scared the shit out of me. And then somebody grabbed my butt, so I was out of there.
maybe a ghost grabbed your butt or something, or it's the owner going around grabbing people's asses and saying it's ghosts. This place is haunted, you know, Hong Kong.
Oh man, that would be a much more fun explanation. But no, this is just the bar patron.
That sucks. Do you think there's a spirit? Do you think you have a spirit in you?
I do, 100%.
Huh.
I believe it's that we are more than this meat bag that walks around, for sure, 100%.
Do you think the spirit could be explained by science ever, or do you think it's unexplainable? Just life built in.
I'm not sure I've ever thought about that because, I wonder.
Like, is the spirit got energy, like electric energy, or is it some other kind of energy that we don't know about? Maybe it might be some quantum stuff happening.
Yeah, maybe. I mean, again, I obviously I'm not a quantum physicist. I've learned what I've learned from like Nova.
Wait, you're not a quantum physicist? We booked you because we thought you were a quantum physicist.
But it certainly seems to me that if they could develop the tools to tell us, for instance, that we are mostly energy and very little matter, maybe they could someday detect that when you compare the energy that would still exist in a dead body to the energy that exists within a living body. I mean, there's got to be an A/B comparison, because just because a person dies doesn't mean that those electrons stop moving. They continue. So there is still energy in that dead body.
What is that?
An interesting
is that
experiment.
Spirit energy, or is that just like mechanical energy? I don't know. These are questions.
I don't either.
Let's ponder. Let's see here. I got a couple more questions here for you. Do you have any tattoos? Who put this tattoo?
I do. So this is actually a funny story. So New Year's Eve from 99 into 2000, I'm a lot older than people know that I am.
You're 21,
I was
right?
in, yeah, exactly. I'm 29. I was in Miami Beach to celebrate the big millennium. And the girlfriend of mine that I was staying with, she lived very near the Versace mansion. This is before he was murdered. And right across the street from the Versace mansion was a tattoo parlor on one of the side streets, because the Versace mansion was essentially on a a corner, like right on the beach and then on the side street. And I was like, if I were ever going to get a tattoo, across from the Versace mansion would be the place I would do it. And we got, looped enough one night. There was more than alcohol involved that I was convinced to go get one.
Wow.
And because this was 1999, and it was the thing to do, and it's going to make me sound like the most basic girl ever, which I kind of am. But
you got a butterfly tattoo on your ankle.
Nope. I have a Chinese symbol on the small of my back.
Oh wow.
And like that. Talk about basic. Like I don't wear Uggs, so this is my basic. So I at the time I was told it meant fidelity because in the moment I was in between, like my boyfriend and I were kind of on a break. And so my family were these women that were my girlfriends who had all come to Miami for for New Year's. And I wanted to say that, this is who I'm going to be faithful for or faithful to. I have all this fidelity for my girlfriends. I love these women. And then I went to China. And I thought, I keep hearing all these great stories about somebody who thought they had one thing and then they learn it means you are the devil or whatever. And I thought it's about time that I know what this really means. And it's actually better. It means benevolence.
Oh.
And I thought, thank God.
It could have been anything.
But yeah, I was pleased. I was like, that's better than fidelity. I like benevolence. I will embrace that. So.
Wow. So there was other things involved than alcohol.
Yeah. Yeah. I've dabbled.
Have you ever smoked weed?
Oh yeah, of course.
Oh
yeah.
All right. That stuff's evil. I would never do that. Where's my weed? No.
Liar.
Let's see here. How about aliens? I already know what you're gonna say.
Okay, tell me.
They might be out there, but I don't know.
That's 100%. I feel like that there are things that we can't explain, and they could just as easily be, I probably picked this up from one or many Joe Rogan episodes. Something that he had brought up, or a guest had brought up, which I like, is maybe they're interdimensional. They're not necessarily from outer space.
They're quantum.
But
they're our soul.
Yeah, because again, going back to quantum physics, we know that there are an infinite number of realities in every moment. There are an infinite number of dimensions. Why couldn't some other entity in one of these other dimensions pierce the veil and come check in on us every once in a while? That I actually think is just as possible as spacemen from Mars or wherever,
Quantum seems to really open the door for I don't want to say you're faithless. I can ask you about your faith too. Maybe you have, but I was going to say it seems like quantum's opened the door for scientists. Let's say scientists to kind of have weird thoughts or something. It's kind of like, I don't think there's aliens, but in a quantum reality there could be. So I don't think there's whales that talk to people, but in a quantum reality there could be. So it seems to really have opened the door for just thinking about anything. How about this one? Would you want there to be aliens out there?
I don't know. I hadn't really considered that. I guess as long as they were just observers, then sure, why not? I don't care. They're not, it's kind of like here, I don't care what people do as long as they're not doing it in my front yard.
Gotcha.
You can do whatever you like. But getting back to faith, and this may be very strange for people. Learning about quantum physics strengthens my faith.
I could see that.
So maybe for other people it separates them from their faith, but for me it just made it so much stronger because it's like, oh, that there might be a way to prove and quantify God. So I'm a weirdo.
Have you ever been to church?
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, you're a weirdo. No, I'm just
I actually have not found one in Charleston. I do some online churchy stuff. I have
Really?
friends who love their churches, and if they have an online presence, sometimes I'll watch it. I think it's one of those things that now that I'm divorced and I'm living alone, I think maybe it would be a good thing for me to find a good church community. But I'm kind of already pretty churchy on the inside. It would just be a way to meet friends, I guess. So
Actually, it is a good way to meet friends. And also, you know that
yeah,
the people that you meet there aren't going to be murderers, hopefully. Otherwise, they're
you
really
would hope
confused.
not.
Yeah, it's
Although they probably are everywhere. Who knows?
true. I'm surprised there's been, I don't even want to say it, but a no agenda meetup murder. That would.
Oh God, don't say that. Don't put
That's.
that into the universe.
Let me knock on all the wood and.
Yeah. Ah.
But that would be a great thing for the government, because if the government really does hate what John and Adam are saying, they could hit us at the. No, it's not going to happen. Don't worry. No agenda meetups are great places. I've never had a bad experience at any of them. They've always been great, incredible people there.
Oh, they're amazing. I love my local group, and then obviously I've had the opportunity. I've traveled to a few, and then when Adam and Tina were here, we had a lot of people traveling. I've not met somebody that I wouldn't again want to have a beer with and a conversation. Everyone is so different and interesting and wonderful. So I love this community, even though I don't really like that word so much, but it really is a community.
Communities are very needed for the psyche, for the soul, for the persona. Because as much as
Yeah.
I could sit alone by myself in the sewer, I still need some connection, man.
Yeah. You need other rats to engage with.
Yeah.
Yes, we are even rats are social creatures. We need other people in our lives. I also think that your interaction with other people teaches you more than anything else. Teaches you more about yourself
Oh, yeah.
and about just life and the world. And you can't get that from a book. You can't get that from school. It's always your interaction with other people. So
Sadly, most of the time that we've interacted in our younger years well, for me at least, I'm not an asshole, but some of the things when I look back on what I did, I was like, oh, what's wrong with me?
hey, we've all had those moments, but at least you recognize it.
Yeah.
There are so many assholes who don't know that they were once assholes or continue to be assholes. So
Or will ever even think about those things.
You're
Yeah.
well ahead them.
It's making me a better person today, but it just makes me a sadder person too. I want to go.
You have to let that go. What you did is part of what made who made you who you are today. Let it go. Like, don't dwell in that, because otherwise you'll just make yourself miserable.
Yeah, dwelling is.
I mean, I'm not the best person either. I've also done terrible things that I regret, but you gotta let it go.
Have you ever been
Otherwise,
to
it
prison?
makes your heart heavy. Pardon?
Have you ever been to prison?
No.
Oh.
Never been arrested. Never been to jail.
Handcuffed?
Nope. Oh well, no. I'm kidding.
So you're also you do a lot of voiceover. Do you have you ever done like extremely professional? Have I heard you in like a movie or a cartoon movie or?
No, I would love to do that. Don't get me wrong. No, not 95%. What I don't do outside of the no agenda community,
Yeah.
for jingles and skits and stuff, is corporate online learning. And unless you are taking one of those courses, no, you've never you've never heard me.
You do have a great voice. You got to get out there.
Thank you. Yeah, that's part of what I've been trying to do this year, but I've got this lingering project that is like a ball and chain I need to shake off, and then the rest of the year I'm gonna start really marketing myself.
Nice.
I don't, yeah, we'll see what happens. It's so fun, and I finally feel like I have the confidence to pursue it more. So, like, somebody once asked me if I would do read a short novel.
Yeah.
And I loved the idea, but the thing that still intimidates me, and I have to get over this, is the different character voices.
Do I change my voice?
So many
for
people
them?
are so skilled at that I just need to really practice up my game on that.
For a
But that would be
book, I
fun
don't
too.
think you really have to change your voice that much. Just kind of like maybe your tone or something. Because I know exactly what you're saying, and I'm trying to think back to like audiobooks that I've listened to and liked, and it's not like oh, my name is John. Hi, I'm Betty. How you doing? It's usually like a really like just kind of like a feeling. They kind of like just put feeling behind their current voice. It's not really you don't have to change it that much. You just kind of have to like dig into the psyche of the person and how they might be saying it, which is also annoying
Sure.
because that takes time and
Yeah. Yeah.
time sucks.
Yeah.
Uh, have you ever used a Ouija board?
As a kid, yeah.
Oh,
Like a
really?
teenager. Yeah.
Those things are dangerous. I wouldn't touch one at all. I can't believe you actually touched one.
Really?
Yeah, it's a little
I
scary.
mean, this was like the the game board version where it's plastic and
those
like
are the
cardboard. Even those?
those have the most evil spirits within them because those guys are
What?
working harder for less money.
Hmm.
They could pay all the
Yeah, no,
rights.
that was like slumber party stuff, in the 80s. So, yeah, of course I mean, I don't remember ever having any kind of experience with it. I think we all just kind of sat there. We wanted to know, does Billy like me? Kind of bullshit. And then it's like, and then you hope everyone wants to push it to the way they want it to go. So no, I don't think we conjured up any evil.
Some dead
At
guy
least I
from
hope
World
not.
War One is like, oh, I'm back on Earth. Oh, these little girls want to know if Billy likes them. I died for this.
What's this crap?
What?
I'm trapped in this Ouija board and they're asking me the stupidest things. And we're all giggly.
Like, oh, okay. I guess this is why this is at least it's not some evil Nazi Germany kids doing stuff.
Yeah, there you go.
Exactly.
We're just innocent slumber party girls in Tulsa, Oklahoma.
I'm thinking about little Nazi kids using a Ouija board now. It's just, is Jeremy a Jew? And so it's okay.
Oh man.
Have you ever watched any Star Trek?
Well, not on purpose.
Oh, I'm guessing your ex.
Yeah, so I actually did enjoy Next Generation. So when I was a teenager, that was on, and my dad was a super Trekkie.
Yeah.
So yeah, I remember watching Next Generation with my dad, but that was more about like I was daddy's girl, and I didn't mind whatever he had on. The old ones, I've only ever seen the ones that become memed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and I understand who all the characters are, obviously, because they're tropes that have been burned into our brains. But no, it's just not. It's not that I don't like sci-fi. It's just I have a limited amount of time.
Oh yeah. I'm surprised you're able
and a
to
limited amount of garbage TV. I already watch, like this morning when I was working out, I watched Gilmore Girls. So that's where my brain is. I like happy and rainbows and flowers.
Any other good TV shows other than the Gilmore Girls that you've been watching?
I just finished Sandman on Netflix. So the only time I watch TV is when I work out. So I binged through Sandman. I'm a Neil Gaiman fan.
You did bench presses through Sandman?
Wow. No, I do.
It's like a 45-minute long show.
Really
you must have huge guns.
So I just finished Sandman. What else did I watch recently? Another, what was that? Bridgerton, cheesy chick show on Netflix.
There's a bunch
I watched The Boys on Amazon.
Yeah. I have to see season 3 of that. For the Sandman, did you like Sandman?
I did. At the beginning I wasn't sure.
Yeah. It had a taste of cheese and then to it.
Well, you know what I kind of liked about it is the quality, I guess, episodic quality of it, where each episode was a different scene, a different new characters would come in that would solve whatever problem in that for that episode, and then you would just leave those characters. There were very few consistent characters. I mean, the bad guy like creeped me out, and he obviously was a vein throughout the whole thing. But I like those. And this has kind of become a trope in TV lately, where you have a hero who is also kind of a villain. So like
Yeah.
the Sandman, not the greatest guy in the world, not a guy, obviously, a god or whatever you want to call it. But no, I enjoyed it. I thought it was beautifully done. Like visually, it was beautifully done. I thought they did a nice job. Did you like it?
I think I'm almost done with the first season. I'm liking it a lot. When I first started watching, I was like, okay, well, this is okay. And then like on episode 2 or 3, I was like, oh, I'm really liking this. I do like how each like story is episode. It's like its own little package of weirdness.
Yeah.
The main guy he does a decent job as the Dream.
Yeah. I think he does a good job being, brooding and but maybe he does have a heart.
Do you want to go to sleep now? It's like he's a very weird guy, and sometimes he's really personable, and sometimes you really just hate him. So he does. I guess he's a good actor. He does a good job in it. And
yeah, have you done the diner scene yet?
Yeah, I'm up to. They just got rid of the vortex. I think that's probably towards the end.
You're at the end then. Yeah. Yeah.
The diner scene, that diner part was really, really cool. I was like, oh man, he's giving them exactly what they wanted. This is going to be utopia. And then it started to fall apart. I was like, oh yeah. It was just a bloody mess. Yeah.
But what I again, I'm Pollyanna, and so what I liked so much about that episode was that at the end, when Dream was trying to explain why that was such a terrible idea, it's because if everybody tells the truth all the time, they lose their dreams, and it's your hopes and dreams that actually carry you through, that get you through the crap that is, in your life. So I thought that was very nice.
It makes you feel a little bit better about lying about your life.
I felt, what was it when the waitress first said something to the effect of, I just have a sense of people. I was like, oh my God, that waitress is me.
Uh-oh.
I know. And then when I saw the spiral, I just thought, oh, I really need to get myself in check.
Just make sure you don't fall in love with the line cook over there. He's
Yeah, exactly. Who is well, I mean, spoiler alert. Well, I don't want to spoil it for anybody, but
the Sandman's a really old book. I have the comic book, and the first book in like a 12-book series ends at the soccer guy that gets killed.
Oh right,
so
okay.
There's like 8 books.
With death.
Yeah. So there's like 8 to 10 books, and the first book ended at that scene.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
So
Good to know.
There's a lot of Sandman left if they actually go through with it, but.
Yeah, I'd like to see another season. I want to learn more about the guy who's living forever, and he keeps wanting to.
Yeah, he's cool.
I love that. Yeah, I love that attitude. That because Dream keeps thinking
he's gonna give up.
This will be the time that he's done. He's over it, and he keeps going. Are you kidding me? This is amazing. It's great. I love that.
Well, also, if you have an extended timeline, then you can start to invest in stuff. And
yeah. I mean, I'd like to understand the siblings a bit better, and because I liked Death. I liked that episode that she was in. I thought
she's cool.
That was fun. And like Desire is creepy and totally gets under my skin. So,
that actor always skews me out. Just like, what is going on? Got this creepy, slimy look on his face.
So awful. But it was. I thought it was. Like I said, I like Neil Gaiman, and so anything that he's attached to, I'll at least give a shot. Because I was the same at the beginning. I thought the first couple of episodes, I was like, do I want to invest my time? But again, it's when I'm working out, so it's not like I'm really investing that much time. It's just time that I would, so.
I think the Corinthian guy is really hot. A little southern dude. Ooh.
Oh, ugh. But the eyeballs, like,
Well, he's wearing his glasses. He's got that.
yeah,
Yeah, it's creepy with the teeth in there.
He got under my skin too. Like you got a sense of him right away. Like I thought he had a nice performance because you could tell he was benevolent or malevolent or however you say that word. You tell he was a bad dude.
Yeah.
Right away. Right away. Even though he's got that big grin.
He was nice to a couple people, even though he was doing it for his own gains. But like the vortex, he's like, I'm just trying to save your life. Here's the room key, and if you want to leave, you can leave.
Because he knew that he could use her power to take over. So I still Ugh.
That's why Neil Gaiman is great, because he takes like God characters and makes them into something we could understand today. It's
he's got a and his the books that I've read. So I was first introduced to him with a Graveyard book, which I guess is meant for teenagers. I guess I'm kind of a kid all the time. Anyway,
I love those YA books.
Yeah, exactly. And he has this. Yes, he has like a I guess you'd call it a genre. But it's so wide ranging, the kind of characters that he writes about, but they all feel real. They feel like I could meet this person and I believe that they would have these qualities. So I really enjoy his work.
He's good. Then his wife has hairy armpits.
Oh no, really?
Oh, Amanda Palmer, the musician chick. I don't know why I always think about her.
Oh, that's his wife?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I don't know why her hairy armpits stick in my mind, but
because it's probably an image you cannot get out of your head. I mean, seriously, that to each their own. Again, she's not doing it in my front yard. She can have her hairy armpits. I will not be participating in that regard.
If I was a chick, I'd probably never shave either. I would just wear pants and shirts all the time. I'm too lazy for this.
I'm not sure. I don't. When you're raised a girl,
it's ingrained there.
Yeah. I don't know, but to each their own. Like do as you will.
I love shaving my armpits.
Oh man.
Well, I think I went through all of my questions here.
Oh, good.
Yeah, and it was a really great talking to you. Do you have anything you'd like to promote, or you want to sell anything over here?
Just watch Animated No Agenda, and you can find it on YouTube, or better yet, go to one of the modern podcast apps that support video, and that is CurioCaster, Podverse, and Podfriend. All support video for now. I'm sure others will eventually down the road. And then if you're a developer and you have any interest in Podcasting 2.0, we are having a hackathon. And I say we by the developers are, but I am going to be herding the cats. So that's why I was on their show, episode 98, which was basically me saying and so and embarrassing myself and laughing the entire time. It was a really, really fun afternoon for me. But now I have to do work, and I have to, get back into GitHub and all that good stuff. But if you're interested, there's a hackathon. Come use some of all these really cool features and build something cool, as Dave and Adam would say.
They're really inspiring. They're just trying to make a better future for everybody.
Yeah, it's an amazing project. Like I said, I'm not a developer, but when their original goal was to preserve free speech, which is what podcasting is, it's like frictionless. There's no middleman. You should be able to say what you like, and then people can make the decision whether or not to listen. So when they built the index, which is the first thing that they concentrated on, I started listening to the episodes, and a lot of it flies right over my head because I'm not a developer. But when they started to bring in all of these additional features with the tags and inside the namespace that allow you to do all these cool things within apps, and now then they've really got a mature funding network using Lightning. it's like it's incredible what they're doing. It's like I'm in awe, and I'm just tickled to have a tiny, volunteer role in it. But it's fun.
You're a born leader. You really know how to get people together and just be happy. You got a strange energy about you, Jennifer.
Oh, thank you. I
might
hope
be-
that means it's a good energy.
Might be
Strange,
quantum. You got some quantum energy in you. Some happy quarks.
happy quarks. Well, thank you.
And I'd love to talk to you again because you're just a great talk to. And I hope
I'd be happy to do it.
Hope you have a lovely rest of your week.
Thank you. You too.
All right, Jennifer. I shall talk to you later.
Okay. Bye.
Bye. And Whoa. Whoa. Wow. Okay, Diane, just give me. Okay, take the lock off of the fridge. Okay, I'll do the ad. Just take. Yeah, I know. I know what I have to do. I could talk about it. That's fine. We could talk about it. I just wanted to. Yeah, you have the beer locked up in the fridge. I see the lock. I know. I don't know the combination for it. I know you know the combination for it. Yeah. I have to start, and then you'll start. Okay. Hi everybody. This is a paid sponsorship ad right now. This is how you do a podcast. Everybody, you have to find somebody to give you money so you could talk about them, and you have to say only good things about them. So I'm going to talk really well about Diane. What's the name of the company? Dark Sewer Egos. That's what they're calling it. Ego. There's going to be fucking lawsuits about this one. Ego, like an electronic go. Am I getting that right? Let me see the contract. All right. Wait, I get the car though. It's an electric car. It's a. Oh, look at this. They got some stats here. It's made for me. So it's a foot long. Looks like a Chevy. All right, yeah, give me the beer. Thank you. I already started talking about the car for 15 seconds, so I was able to get the beer. Here we go. Ah. All right. Okay, yeah, put the gun down. I'll talk more about the car. Jesus. Okay, the Dark Sewer Ego. It's really? It's aluminum foil plated. It's got a lithium ion battery mined in the deep caves of poor countries. I had to read this? This is horrible. The the minerals that we pull out of the earth are it's the made of the world's finest poisons, and the only reason that this shit would come up other than little kids digging it out of the floor would be an earthquake, which probably lead to a gigantic natural disaster killing all the panda bears in the area. So our company is helping by getting the chemicals out of the floor before the earthquake, so it's not going to kill the panda bears. Dark Sewer Egos car. Hold on, I need it. Are not only huge on the outside, but they're huge on the inside. And there's tons of space for my feet. And these things are on a 2.4 hertz frequency. So they could be controlled remotely. They could be remotely controlled from anywhere that they want to, wherever they got line of sight, or at least a thin few walls between you and. This is a lot of legal jargon in here. I'm not going to go through all the legal jargon. Okay, look, there's legal jargon. That's what I call it. It's the footnotes. Whenever you see a footnote, it's legal jargon, even if it's in a book. Because there shouldn't be footnotes in a gosh darn book unless it's bound to law. Dark Sewer Egos are selling for the cheap price of $6,999. And I'm going to get to drive one for a little while during the show, probably in between some breaks. I'll test drive it. And I'll come back to you with, I already know it's going to be glowing reviews. It's going to be great. How long do I have to, Diane, have this car for? Fuck. Okay. I'm gonna drive it. I'll drive it. Okay.
This is just a memo or a letter, if you will, to people who microwave or cook fish at work or just in a, public space without some type of consent. Fuck you. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. Fuck you, fuck your mama, fuck your daddy, fuck the horse you rode in on, fuck everybody who loves you, who cares about you, who has ever supported you in your life, who has become a part of making you the person that you are today. Fuck you, fuck them, fuck all of y'all. If Barack Obama did it, fuck him too. Bette Midler did it, fuck her. Nobody's safe in this damn fish game because let me tell you, that shit is inconsiderate as fuck. All right, especially at work. It's a public area. I don't give a damn if it was the last thing that you could eat. I don't give a fuck if it was the only thing that you could eat that month. That shit is inconsiderate as fuck. You know what fish smell like. You know what it smell like. You knew what it smelled like before you came in. You knew damn well that when heat is applied to fish, it stank. You know damn well that when fish is cold, it stank. So you knew that it was going to smell, and you knew the other people were going to smell it, and yet you said, fuck them. I don't care. You are terrible. Everything bad in life, I hope, happens to you and only you. How fucking dare you? That is an unwritten rule. At work, especially. It's just an unwritten rule, and you fucking violated it. You should be ashamed of yourself. Microwaving fish at work is right up there with people who smack when they eat. Goddamn war criminals. You belong in Guantanamo with fucking mouth breathers, people who eat salad at the goddamn grocery store, and people who rush in front of you just so they can slow down. This isn't a video to tell you to stop because we all know you're not gonna stop because, as I mentioned previously, you suck as a human being. You're terrible and invalidated everything else good in your life when you decided to microwave fish at work. You suck. Just simply to tell you, fuck you. I hate you and only you.
That PSA was brought to you by the Dark Sewer Scientist. Please do not drink and drive. Let's do that for you. Get the Dark Sewer ego attack.
Wow. That song was pretty rocking. It was a good song. I liked it. Her titty feels right. What the hell are you talking about there, Trundle Bed? Jeez. All up in my chat talking about touching. What about the left one? The last two songs were VCA 089 with Aquamarine, and then we just had 58M South with Diagonal Mind. Thank you to Servo once again for posting stuff in there. I'm starting to change how I hold my microphone on this robotic arm thing. What about over here? Is this good? No, it's a decent track. All the music that's played on the show, I do like it. I would listen to it. I also like to listen to voicemails, and you can give a call in now if you want to give a call in and talk about that incredible interview with Dame Jennifer Isaac Buchanan, or if you want to talk about anything, including Twin Peaks, or phones, or 917-719-5923, like this person did, and they left a voicemail.
Hey, Nick. Look, I'm on a committee. I'm a chairman on a committee. I need a terrible movie to play to, kind of just some mild evening entertainment to then maybe spark up conversation among the attendees. I was thinking, Batman versus Superman. I don't care to hear the whining. Oh, but it's Ben Affleck. No, I just want some good bullshit to make the people converse at the cash bar afterward, whatever. Networking, yeah, conference bullshit. Yeah, we rented it. It's a pretty nice giant screen theater area. Not IMAX, maybe. Maybe we're beyond IMAX. Hell, it's 22 at this point. So IMAX is like late 80s, early 90s tech. I don't know. It's all bullshit. Anyway, so I was just curious your opinion of a good, very low B-rated movie. Maybe the sewer chat can contribute, but maybe not even a big deal because royalties and whatever shit we're gonna have to pay for that. But yeah, it's a conference I'm not allowed to disclose, obvious reasons. We don't need rats or aliens attending spontaneously. Hey, crashing the party. Let's Zendu! you know, that kind of bullshit. But look at my penis. It's a wart.
Don't call into my show and talk
Anyway,
about
yeah.
Zindu.
So yeah, medical type ish conference. Just some off kilter bullshit to watch.
All right, listen here,
I don't
caller.
know.
Don't
Zombies.
one, don't call into my show.
Adios.
And two, long answer for your very good question. Showgirls. Caller, are you there? Is there somebody on the line? Hold on. I don't know if the phone line's broken. Maybe. Caller. No, I don't think. Where's the caller? Caller, are you there? I see you're there, but I don't hear you. Hold on. What if I hit this button and then I hit that button? What if I hit this button and then that button? Caller, do you hear that? Because caller, if you hear that, then I can't hear you though. Is there something wrong with my Diane? Is the systems working? Is the phone working right here? Is this phone working? Welcome to the club, Atomic Glue. Let's caller, I gotta hang up on you. Sorry about that. Because we have another caller calling through. Caller, are you calling? Can you hear me?
Is there a caller?
Caller, oh caller, thank you. Oh, I was getting worried that last caller wasn't a caller. There was a caller. There was a call, but the caller wasn't the caller.
Are you the caller or am I the caller?
I'm the callee.
Is it a caller or a caller?
Depends on if you're in Boston, I think. Bostonians say collar. I don't actually. I have no fucking idea what people in Boston would say.
They say ka. I know that.
What's one of the weirdest words you've ever heard?
Weirdest words.
Yeah, like I'll just jump off. I'll tell you the weirdest word I ever heard is draw.
Draw.
The word draw. After I say it twice, even twice, that word is just all fucked up. It's just a weird fucking word.
That is pretty fucked up.
Can you say that word for me like 3 more times? Just say that word.
Draw.
See, you can't even fucking say it. You're done. Edited is an annoying one. If you I edited it is always, yeah, that's always in the list. But draw is just milk. Milk is a weird word. I guess milk is a little weird.
Milk.
That's milk. When you say milk makes me feel milky. It's what is milk in another language? Is there milk in like how do you say milk?
I'm sure there is.
How do you say milk in Latin? What is the Latin word for milk? I'm sure there was milk in Latin times, right?
You know what kind of bees produce milk? There's a bee that produces milk, in case you didn't know.
A milk bee?
No, it's booby.
A booby? Milk in Latin. Lack. Lack.
Black?
Is no LAC.
Black is milk.
LAC. Lack.
Huh.
Lack.
And apparently you're supposed to say C like it's like a ka. Lack.
Oh, maybe that's is it some like a derivative of lactose somehow?
In Punjabi it's doodah.
I probably should have waited.
Moloko. Moloko is Russian. How about what is the fuck? What the fuck is Igbo?
Igbo.
I'm being
Huh.
very
Is
racist
that
right
like
now. I don't know what
yak?
IGBO is, but
It's like
apparently
yak milk, probably. Like
no,
yak
no.
milk.
Igbo I'm changing from English to Igbo.
Oh. What
It's
is the Igbo?
it's right above Indonesian and right below Icelandic. I've heard of them, but I've never heard of Igbo. I gotta look.
What does milk translate to in Igbo?
Oh well, milk in Igbo is Miriara. But it's like Miri. There's two M's. It's MMIRI. Why are they using the
Delicious
alphabet? These
in
Igboians.
Igbo.
Yeah.
Igbo makes milk sound delicious.
Igbo. It's not even on. The Igbo people are an ethnic group in Nigeria. They are primarily found in Abia, Anambra, Ebonyi, Enugu, and Imo states. Sorry, Igbo people. I didn't know you were out there. Now I do.
Huh.
The Igbo.
I'm just glad that they have. I'm glad that they have milk.
No, they don't have milk. They have Miri Ara.
Oh, or Miri Ara. That sounds. It sounds somewhat. I think the world should adopt that as the international word for milk. You know?
Why?
It just
Why
sounds
can't I
so
translate
happy.
it to Khajiit? They don't have Khajiit on Google. Well, we need to talk to somebody. We should go to the United Nations and be like, we need to get the Khajiit translations on Google. This racism has to end today.
Oh well, yeah. There's a lot of and some of them have it where they'll like it'll say it to you, the pronunciation. You know, play audio.
Yeah.
But some it does not, and most of them are vastly incorrect.
Well, you know, it's do you like this? How about this?
Leche.
Did you hear that? Did you hear that?
Leche?
Yes.
Leche.
In Catalana, they call it liet.
Yes.
Yet.
Yes.
Yeah.
Give me a tall cup of
Leche
yet.
is
Yes.
correct.
Yeah, they don't have translations for all of them.
Mleko.
This is ooh, how do you say it in Polish?
Mleko. Mleko.
Oh.
Apparently, a lot of people call it mleko.
Mleko.
There's probably a lot of meh in it because cows go moo. Why?
It
Well,
sounds,
then again, cow milk is
it
not.
sounds a little dirty when that guy says it. Can you play that again in Polish?
Mleko. Mleko.
Mleko.
Mleko.
He's got a little dirty inflection there.
Oh, they don't have I wanted the Yiddish one. That would have been fun.
Oh.
Yiddish milk is milk.
Play.
Zumischt. Zumischt.
Wow, Albanian sounds like robots.
Zumischt.
Sounds like
Zumischt.
Juvish.
It's spelled
That's Albanian?
Qumesht, like cum shit.
Juvish.
Zumischt.
Wait, how's it spelled again?
Qume with an umlaut sht. It's cum shit. Cum shit.
Zumischt.
Cum shit. I don't know how to say the E with the two dots on it.
I know they have weird, like, there's not enough vowels in some of their words when you look at them. And it, like, the pronunciation is a lot different than some of, say, like, Western Europe. So,
Color. Have you watched any media this week?
media. Well, does this week go into the weekend?
Wednesday to Wednesday.
Oh, Wednesday. Oh yeah, I did. I watched this dude on Twitch playing some games every once in a while. I kind of constantly had it on my computer, I think, for most of the weekend.
Was he really good playing video games?
I think so. I think I watched a little bit. I know one game he was standing there for a long time. It was like he's probably rolling something while he's standing there.
Are you talking about famous Twitch video gamer PewDiePie?
How did you how did you know?
I thought he was talking about me. What is it? I thought he was gonna say no. I was talking about you. That messed up. Let's listen to Martin Hirsch with "Rock Me." Umlaut.
Please leave your umlauts at the door. Take off your rules, Unported. Is that crowbar registered?
You can get deep into debt making up your own business. And so I think, well, if you're going to have debt relief for people for college, for working class, you really, in all fairness, should offer debt relief for people who decide to be entrepreneurs and get into debt making up a business instead. That would be a fair balance of forces, you know. Very typically, I don't hear conservatives saying, oh, we need to have debt relief for businesses, because they're not even bringing that to the table. How about winning some points, Republicans? You know, bring it to the table. Okay, look, Democrats, we'll see your $10,000 of debt relief for student loans if you give $10,000 of debt relief for small businesses, for young people who are starting up, you know, as debt relief. Throw that in the pot. But they're not doing that. Why? Well, because it's government overstepping everything. Well, you know, make it fair. Not that it would put even a drop in my bucket. I would need like an order of magnitude more than that.
We've had two other people on the show who've worked with Marlon Brando, and I know you worked with him for a few days. And anything interesting come of that relationship?
I must say, I don't say this to be vicious, but I don't worship at the altar of Marlon Brando, because I feel that he's copped out in a certain way. He's no longer in the leadership position that he could be. He could really be inspiring a whole generation of actors and by continuing to work. But what happened is the press loved him, whether he was good, bad, or indifferent, where people thought he was this sort of institution no matter what he did. So he doesn't care anymore, and I just think it would be sad to be 53, whatever he is, and not give a damn, that's all. I just think it's too bad that the man has kind of been forced into that hostility.
But you wouldn't, well, he's here tonight, Chris.
I don't care. And listen, that's something that I would say to him as well. I don't want to be accused of talking out of school. You know, but he could be a real leader for us.
Yeah. Was it exciting to work with him, though?
Not really, no. No. I had a wonderful time, but the man didn't care. I'm sorry. He just, you know, took the $2 million and ran, you know?
Yeah.
So, I just still care. I'm a real beginner, and I just care so much that it hurts when someone's phoning it in.
Yeah.
He is a wonderful actor. He's a brilliant man. But at this moment, he just isn't motivated. That's all I mean to say.
Well, I appreciate you being here. It was a lot of fun meeting
Marlon's
you.
going to kill me, but
No,
anyway,
no.
thank you.
Stop. How many people felt themselves getting kind of blissed out during that exercise? Euphoric, floating, high. Look around. Keep your hands up and look around. That's one of the quickest meditation techniques in the world. It's an old Sufi tradition. And it just grows naturally out of the first exercise, which I invented. And the two of them fit together so nicely that I figure they should be done together with a sufficient pause in between for people to digest the difference. Once you stop putting words on things, you don't lose quite so much of your time. The short time mob can't steal your time from you to put it in their eternal bank account, and you begin to discover eternity in an hour. Because the higher you get, the more attention you pay, and the more attention you pay, the higher you get. How many people felt that was longer than the first experiment? How many people thought it was shorter? They were both the same length, but at least this one got you higher. Who said that? How long did you think?
I said 3 minutes.
That's how long it was for you. You're not going to get me into one of these Aristotelian reality traps. You walk through a museum and you see a Rembrandt, a Botticelli. I may induce mild hypnosis with this exercise. I wasn't even planning to. A Botticelli, a Leonardo, a Van Gogh, however you want to pronounce it, a Cezanne, a Picasso, a de Kooning, a Jackson Pollock, a Klein, an Oldenburg, photos by Mapplethorpe. They're all different. They all had the courage to portray their own reality tunnel. They didn't try to fit the norms of society. And they didn't imitate one another either, which is the era of all mass movements. Every rebellious mass movement sets up an orthodoxy which everybody tries to imitate, and they become just like what they're rebelling against. Art doesn't do that. If you look at the early works of Van Gogh, you'll see he was imitating Rembrandt. That was part of his training, how he taught himself to paint. If he went on imitating Rembrandt, you would never have heard of Van Gogh. It's because he had the courage to paint in his own way that he became a classic. Picasso found his own way of seeing things. That is what makes them valuable. And yet we've got reality police, self-appointed reality police in our society, going around telling us we should all be living in the same reality. And if we dare to live in our own reality or to speak frankly about the fact we're living in our own reality, they want to lock us up and give us shock therapy or something. In other words, the idea of one reality, which is more or less taken for granted, the idea that there is one reality, is a conspiracy to destroy art and creativity. And what does science grow out of? Science grows out of playfulness and artistic elegance and creativity. So it would destroy science, too. So the idea of one reality is not only anti-artistic, anti-individualistic, anti-self-realization, but it's even anti-scientific. So have the courage to live in your own reality. If your reality gets too weird, your friends will eventually tell you, hey, lay off for a while. Don't come on so heavy. Reality is what you can get away with. The point at which you can't get away with it, it's not real anymore. I think this is a good point to take a break, let people get up, walk around, loosen up, find the restrooms if you need them, hurry out for a cigarette if you need that, and then we'll get back together in about 5 minutes.
I really killed him. As for the body, I really hit it. I am the reason Jeffrey went missing. I am the reason Jeffrey not living. Jeffrey a bitch, I'll kill him again. It wasn't just me, I had help from my friends. Donnie and Tim, they got the guns. No gun license and registered ones. Paul and Kate wasn't involved, but they sell drugs. Yeah, they move weight.
I just recently stopped using the word tranny because a trans friend of mine told me that how much it hurts. She was like, that really bothers me when you say that. It's a very hurtful term. And I was like, what? Tranny? How the fuck is tranny hurtful? I just added a Y. It's a fucking Y. What's so hurtful about a Y? And she was like, well, how would you like it if I called you Blackie? Well played, Tranny. Well played.
At a top robotics company in Japan this week, 4 robots being developed for military applications killed 29 humans in the lab. And they did it by shooting what he called metal bullets. The scariest part is that lab workers deactivated 2 of the robots, took apart the 3rd. But the 4th robot began restoring itself and somehow connected to an orbiting satellite to download information about how to rebuild itself even more strongly than before.
One must learn to see. When I see a tree, I don't see just twigs and branches. I see gaps, shapes, movements. And how it looks in relation to its surroundings. I take all of this into my body and soul and experience it. Per ad.
Everybody grows up within a culture that tries to teach them that the way our culture does things is the natural way, ordained by God. It's the only rational and sensible way. And all other cultures, all the damn foreigners, are all crazy, dirty, degenerate, and subhuman. And they also, every place you go, they also believe tourists are a curse invented by God to punish us for our sins. The reason tourists appear a curse invented by God is that tourists don't act the way people are supposed to act. If they come from Germany, they don't act like us. They act like Germans. If they come from Ireland, they act like Irish. If they come from Japan, they act like Japanese. They don't know the right way to act, which is the way we were taught to act. Now, I have pondered all my life, all my adult life, why do people spend so much time on the singular occupation of making life hard for other people? That is to say, why do people put so much energy into trying to put other people down, to find nasty things to say about them, ways to criticize them, ways to humiliate them, ways to make them feel like they're one step down? Well, according to most standard psychological theories, people do this because they feel insecure. People who feel insecure are trying to put other people down. That makes them feel a little less insecure because they put somebody even further down than they feel. Okay, that theory sort of makes sense, but then you look around and you see how much time people spend trying to put one another down, and the only conclusion you can come to is that everybody feels insecure. Human society consists of a bunch of people who basically have this program, which the great New York psychologist Albert Ellis defined way back in the 50s as, I am a no good shit. Ellis I regard as my great predecessor in using honest language in books about psychology, describing the way people really think and feel. I am a no good shit. That is the basic program that most people are operating on. The second program is, if I pretend hard enough, nobody will guess I'm a no good shit. And the third program is, the way to do it is to convince everybody else that they're no good shit. The people who become most adept at this find an ideology which allows them to go around correcting everybody else all the time, which explains why there are so fucking many Marxists in the world, even after Marxism has totally collapsed everywhere outside of China, Cuba, and Pacifica Radio. Marxism is basically a maneuver to put other people down. You just wait for them to say something. You got a long list, and as soon as they violate one of the taboos, you jump, aha, bourgeois thinking, male chauvinism, whatever is the latest thing. And now, why are people so devoted to putting one another down? Why do they all have this basic program, I am a no good shit? Well, infants are born without any culture. Every infant, as Bucky Fuller once said, is born naked, hungry, and intensely curious.
Myth.
And that's about it. Naked, hungry, and intensely curious. So the principal role of parents is to take this naked, hungry, intensely curious being and persuade it, cajole it, browbeat it, terrorize it, or one way or another convince it that the way we do things in this tribe is the natural way ordained by God, and anything you feel like doing or want to do or that seems natural to you, if it doesn't fit into tribal customs, you got to stop it right away. Now, most people have been so thoroughly conditioned by their culture that they really are horrified when they become parents, if they become parents. They really are horrified when they notice that their children do not have the tribal taboos firmly in place. The children are born without the taboos. They do all sorts of things that, according to social standards, are immoral, unethical, disgusting, perverse, and not the way human beings are supposed to behave. So the parents are really shocked. Oh, my God, we gave birth to a monster.
No.
So then they put on more pressure. So the process of growing up from infancy to toddler to young child, getting ready for school, is a process of learning continually that you are a no good shit. And you got to learn to put on this mask and act like everybody else and repeat all the social customs, and then nobody will notice you're a no good shit.
Milk.
And this creates so much tension that people spend most of their adult lives still trying to recover from this by finding other no-good shits and denouncing them. So human society consists of a search and destroy mission against no-good shits. Let's find the no-good shits and get rid of them. In California right now, it's the cigarette smokers.
New York Times said that Louis C.K. jizzed on his own stomach.
牛奶
You know, I've busted a lot of nuts in my day. None of them were newsworthy. Shit was really gross, because they didn't just say it like I said it. They didn't descriptive, like, you know what I mean? Even shot out like a volcano of misogyny, slowly drizzling down like lava, covering his freckled penis as it slowly dripped to a fiery crown of red hair. Jesus Christ, I'm trying to eat some huevos rancheros, and these niggas is...
I already ate both. Oh, there's another. I just had a Reese's White. It was greasy. I think I sort of like it, but better than the original Reese's Pieces. The dark chocolate one's still better than that, though. But that was actually not so bad. The garbage version of white chocolate is pretty good. The phone lines are back open. Now I'm going to play some voicemails. If I can find my gosh darn mouse. Voicemail.
Hey, Nick.
Oh, really?
A patient, a friend, and acquaintance. Yeah, she's all three. Anyway, she asked me a question, one of those brain riddles or whatever. Yeah, she's like, hey, doctor, can you name two structures that hold water? I had to pause for a second. I said, well, damn. Let me ask my friend Nick.
And I hope that answers your question for you, caller.
I have it all figured out. You did not stay long, but in the end, cheers.
Cheers to you, sir. Or ma'am. Don't know. 917-795.
Nick, hi.
Nick Cage.
Nick,
Cage.
I want you to watch out for ghosts, Nick. There are ghosts. I've heard about ghosts in the sewers. And, watch out for them. They're bitchy female ghosts. And they're seductive. And sensual. Yeah. They're also full of shit, Nick. Watch out for the female full of shit ghosts that are in the sewers, Nick. When can you help me steal all those important documents
Very soon. It sounds like Nick Cage is pink pilled.
from Washington? We'll get to ride around in fast cars, Nick, and possibly trade patients. Okay. Soon, I hope. Oh. Have you seen my pig?
I'm just gonna say no, but I did. It's a really flexible mouth. 917-795-9233.
This call is now being
Caller, do
recorded.
you hear that? Says caller, if you hear that, then I can't hear
I
you.
do hear that. I do hear that.
There's something wrong with my Diane. Is the systems working? Is the phone working right here? Is this phone working?
But Night of the Living Dead's public domain, so that's an easy movie to broadcast.
Welcome to the club, Atomic Blue. Let's
See,
caller, I gotta hang up.
I could put on Night of the Living Dead. That's a good answer because I have questions about that. There was no question for that answer. Did I even talk to me? What was it that happened? What the fuck was that? Um. ¿Qué pasó?
Hey, ¿qué pasa? Cheers.
Cheers.
That was a fun interview with Dame Jennifer.
Yeah, she was. She's great.
Somebody build me a time machine. I have to go back to 1999.
No, go back to 1980 and change your name to Billy because she was asking Ouija boards if Billy liked her. Now, if you, as a future person, knew that there was a teenage girl doing some Ouija board activity, looking for the D, you could fuck with that shit. Like, wow, you'd be like, hey, my name is Billy, and I live in a piece of cardboard. Let's have fun.
Well, slap me silly and call me Billy.
Now let's see my cardboard Willie.
It unfolds like a wallet.
Just don't get it wet. Wait.
It's like a Jacob's ladder. Actually, have you ever played with a Jacob's ladder?
Yeah, I've got a closet full of fentanyl over here too.
Oh my goodness.
Wait, actually, a Jacob's ladder is just electricity. I'm just thinking of the movie with that guy that dies.
This is just a children's toy that
Yeah,
I'm
I
talking
know.
about.
It's very strange that they named
Okay.
that movie after that. Now that when I hear Jacob's ladder, I think of like suicide when I hear Jacob's ladder. Because of the movie.
I was on tour with a guy that took a heavy amount of, I guess it was heroin. I don't know. It was the first time I'd ever been in a situation like that, and like we're in the hotel room trying to get him to go back to his fucking room, and yeah, he's like spitting on the floor and shit. I was like, dude. And of course they had a commons room booked that people go hang out in there, and fucking whatever. There's a fridge and a microwave, and
Did you get a big Christmas bonus that year at least?
yeah, you could say that.
Well, hey, there you go. But that's a fucked up situation. I probably would have rather. I'd been like, nah, don't do that.
Yeah, I ended up saying something that caused them to smash the fuck out of the mirror in the bedroom.
You told him there was a ghost in the mirror while he was high as fuck? Gee, you're an asshole.
Yeah, it was actually kind of something like that. Yeah, truth be told.
Wow. Well, at least you have a story now.
You don't know.
It was a
You don't
shitty
know, you
night.
don't
You got
know.
paid. You have a story, and it wasn't you, right? There's always going to be somebody else doing some dumb shit around you.
No.
You don't want to see
I
that.
would throw up. I would throw up before I could get that fucked up.
I don't think I would
Can't handle
want to ever even get that fucked up. You just
Yeah,
can't. You
it
just
was,
can't operate. It's like it's just that's like I don't know. That's just weird. It's weird how you could get to that point.
Now he did tell me that it was fentanyl that he thought it was at least, and I don't know. I kind of go back and forth because from everything that I've heard, the smallest grain amount can kill the population of a county twice over.
Yeah, you could fart. You could fart on a little pile of fentanyl and kill a village.
Yeah, but he was very, very experienced. So I don't know.
Well, sometimes it doesn't matter about experience. It matters about body mass and blood flow. There's a bunch of factors with different chemicals with the body.
You know, I ran to the fridge to grab a can of chemicals so I could talk to you, Nick the Rat.
Oh, well,
so I could smoke my chemicals. Yeah.
You put your chemicals in the fridge?
Mhm. I like my chemicals cold.
You smoke them cold? Oh, I guess they're not cold after you smoke them. Otherwise, they wouldn't have combust.
Actually, fun fact: my tech director in college, he would keep his cartons of cigarettes in the freezer in the shop.
Wow. So you open up the freezer, you get ice cold lemonade, put some ice in there, and get some cigarettes.
An ice cold pack of Marlboro menthols.
Hey, that sounds pretty good, actually. You know, if it wasn't the year 2022.
Well, we'll take a pack back with us when we travel to.
Oh man.
1989
Yeah,
or
we
1980.
We could be a smoking Ouija board.
Yeah, dude.
On an airplane, and we'd be okay.
We could be yes. Oh my God. We could take an airplane and smoke the entire way, fly to somewhere, go to a Waffle House, smoke in there, smoke in the bar,
Doing
smoke in
satanic
church.
rituals, nobody would care or blink an eye. They don't even know about that shit. They're like,
Well, oh yeah, this is the 80s. This is pre-satanic panic.
I think maybe it was around that time. Actually, there was always some sort
I
of
think
panic.
it was like it didn't have the national it didn't catch the national eye till like 84 or 85 or maybe. Yeah, you know, I could be totally wrong.
Isn't it weird that there was like government political movements against like gangster rap?
While they're the ones funding it. Yeah.
It's
sounds a little counterintuitive.
It
like
seems
everything the
very
government
strange
does.
when you look back at like government initiatives and what they funded or what they've been behind. There was also the LSD and all that shit with the government too, right? Like they were doing those mind experiments.
I'm sitting here listening to Nick the Rat and doing some show prep, and I'm reading about fucking radioactive tests conducted on people without their knowledge and consent.
Well, you know, that wasn't as bad as
done
the
by
Ouija
the
board
US
test they
Army.
did. The Ouija board test they did really fucked up the society. We just didn't hear about it because nobody would believe it.
My mouse pad's a Ouija board.
That'd actually be a kind of cool mouse pad.
It's starting to get worn down. There's like that wear path from the mouse.
There needs to be
what it says.
There needs to be a spirit box. Okay, here, how about this? How about like a little device that picks up random data and it could create words and sentences, and it'll just sort of just talk. It'll get a signal. It'll quote unquote randomly grab a word from a list and create sentences and talk to you, and it could be like a digital spirit box.
That sounds pretty cool. Somebody, I got it bookmarked. I'll see if I can't dig it out. But it was like, I'm gonna say entropy box, but I don't know if that's the right word. But it was something that I guess would
A Geiger
collect.
counter? A Geiger counter?
Huh?
A Geiger counter?
No. I'll report back to it. I'll report back to you on it.
Entropy box.
If I try to remember anymore, it's it was released by those hacker box guys, and they had this Chaos Star one that somebody had built, and
The break
it was
code.
I just wish I could remember what it used and what it generated. Probably the two most important parts.
More or less, it's like I know something existed, but I don't really know exactly what it did or how it worked.
I
don't even know
ask you
its
a question?
name
That's not this one.
or where it
I have a second
exists.
question after that first one. Second question after that first one. Have you ever used a scrying mirror before?
What?
A scrying mirror.
Can you spell that?
Like a SRCYING.
SRCYING mirror. S crying, an S crying mirror. What the fuck? It's a black mirror.
Oh hell yeah, dude! These things are crazy.
I'm buying one of these right now.
and
The first link is from Amazon, but these are creepy.
I didn't buy mine from Amazon. I bought it in a I think it was in Houston.
Should I get a spherical one or a flat one?
The orbs are cool. If you could find like an obsidian orb,
Yeah.
that would be really cool.
There's one here.
Yeah, I mean,
it's. Oh, this is so much smaller than it looks. This is 45 millimeters big, and it's $17.
That's a little marble.
Yeah, but it looks huge in the picture.
But the obsidian's cool. Of course, they make them in glass and whatnot too. So
What do you do with these scrying mirrors?
it's a type of meditation, I guess. Just kind of a different way to sit and self-reflect. So it's kind of.
Is it just like infinite blackness? Does it reflect anything? Do you see light reflect off it?
I would say get a couple of candles. Get some white candles, maybe. Set them up around, whatever configuration. Tall pillar ones work pretty well because they'll burn a while and they can get bright. And it's interesting to just kind of sit there and like you're so. It's you know what it's like. It's like sitting on the phone while you're using the boys' room, doing number 2, but the screen is off. That's an easy way to do it.
Ooh.
So you're looking at your phone, but you turn the screen off.
But so you're saying you should get the orb one? What size orb is good?
I don't know. I mean, I like big rocks, so.
Well,
I'm gonna tell you.
But do you have the orb, or do you have the circle plate? Because there's the circle plate and the orb.
I'd say get the circle plate. Start off with something.
But how big? 12 inches, 24 inches, 36 inches. How big a circle plate do I need of this obsidian?
Hey, Hey, man, I can't tell you what your preferences are.
It's not funny. You have to be able to tell me my preferences. But I'm going to get this one here. This is the first one on the result list. It's a... No, that's not it. What the hell is this? Black obsidian scrying mirror withstand. It is 4 inches in diameter. Color.
Those mirror things,
Yeah, I don't know what the heck these are.
don't get them, man. That's how you get a demon in your house. That
It's
last
a
color's
fucking
full of
portal
shit.
to demonology.
I'm a demonologist.
These do look like little fucking... Because it's just like a black circle. It's
Yeah,
a
I would
hole.
stay away from it. That's all I'm saying.
So I shouldn't get the 4-inch one or the 4.7-inch one. I should get the 0-inch one.
I mean, not to well, you know that last caller, they mess with tarot cards, right? Is that really something you want to be associated with?
Have you ever used a Ouija board?
No, but I did play Luigi's Mansion.
Oh man, I played the first one. I hear good things, but then I hear it's a little slow. I heard he moves a little slow.
I know people that have used Ouija boards and it ended bad, but they used blood and LSD.
Yeah, I would
in the
never.
Mix, so.
No, LSD and blood. I've got both those, but the Ouija board, no, that shit fucks you up. Something happened to me once. One time, it was a few years ago, and I was alone, and no, I can't. No.
Okay.
Caller, have you seen any good movies recently, or TV shows? Any good media?
They haven't made a good movie in like 10 years.
So what's the last good media you've seen? The Good, the Bad, the Ugly? Was that good? That was pretty good.
Yeah. I really, really loved Better Call Saul, but that just ended, so.
I heard the ending was good. Was the ending good?
What season did you make it to?
The last one I saw was the scary guy was in his house with the blonde lady.
Oh, the Lalo?
Yeah, they tried to kill him,
Lalo
and they fucked
Salamanca.
up big time because they're fucking idiots. And then
When she yeah.
he went to their house.
Yeah, well, the way that episode ends, we don't want to spoil it, but yeah. So you only have one more season to go.
Well,
It's a
yeah,
great show.
that's where. Yeah, I didn't, but I heard that is the last season really good, like really good.
Yeah, it's just I think season 5 and 6 is probably like Breaking Bad. You know, like it was the last 2 seasons is where it really everything came together.
Over me. Zyhide with aluminum hearted. Why are there only why are there only poles in firehouses? Like, why aren't there fire poles in hospitals or at the IRS or other emergency needs? Why aren't there poles in any other place, just firehouses? Like, oh, we have to go save a life. Some guy is about to cook himself. All right, get down that pole. Oh, some guy is drowning. You're a lifeguard. You don't get a pole. Why isn't there a pole to get down that fucking life chair? It's a big life chair. It could take a long time. There could be life poles. There could be life poles installed all over the place, but only the firemen get it. Never understood that. Never understood that one. I don't understand why there's caller.
You forgot like a major area where poles are. Strip clubs.
That's a pretty important place to have a pole, I guess.
Yeah.
But why are they going so quick? We want to slow
Well,
them down.
A better question is, why don't firefighters take their panties off and have dollar bills thrown at them?
They do, I think. There's always, like, in front of firehouses, there's always like a pack of women with baked goods and children.
Oh God.
Why don't we?
I'm out for a post midnight walk, dude. And ever since I found out about the dog man, it always freaks me out walking through these woods.
He's out there. He's gonna fucking get you. He's gonna bite you and then pee on you or something.
Yeah.
You might get dog pox.
Oh man, not that.
Because you can only get dog pox from dog man. Dog woman, it's fine. But also there's a...
No, there's dog man and there's dog ma'am. That's the two genders of dog people. Dog man and dog ma'am.
It's dog man. Oh, man.
Oh, ma'am.
Man. I feel like I was sold a shitty reality. Like, there's really no guidance in the culture that exists today. That could get you through it. I was watching TV. There was a commercial for Dawn, a dishwashing liquid, and they're rubbing the Dawn dishwashing liquid on a duck. There was a duck in Dawn dishwashing liquid, and I didn't know what the fuck I was watching. I was like, everything's so fucked that they made we're selling duck cleaner and they're like, oh, this duck cleaner you could also use on your dishes. So instead of ducks, you put the Dawn on the dishes. But I didn't have any personal guidance when I was growing up. I was completely being sold the system. Like, here it is. Here's MTV's Beach House. Here's the real world. Here's beer. Here's a car. Here's Dawn dishwashing liquid. And I didn't know what the fuck I was watching. And it took me like an entire lifespan of a Roman citizen to figure out that I was just being fucking stupid. Oh well. At least I like creating something while I'm inspired, which is a great feeling. And as long as you're adding to existence, just don't be analytical mind. Let's listen to a song. We'll be right back with more Drunk Rat. We got Hole in the Chest with Awakening of the Restless.
any bloody remains of the earth. If your name is Gordon Freeman, you need to step forward and drop your crowbar. With your crowbar, you should drop your pants. Drop, drop.
Hey everybody, the show is almost about over here. We just want to say to you that thank you. I think there's something here. There's a nugget of something somewhere, and it's that nugget of something needs to be polished. I know there needs to be a lot of polish, and I'm only spitting on it. I'm like spitting on the nut, and I'm like revealing my elbows. I'm not even rubbing the spit on with the elbows, but I'm showing them. And there's light coming through the crevices of the unraveling, and it's happening faster and faster. And it might have took forever and plus like a couple more forevers for it to happen, but it's happening. Okay? Things are going to get crazy. Just the things that took a long time to do before take no time now. The things that were out of reach are now in reach. The things that you can only dream about are now being now. And the more you could share the crazy things you could do with people, it's going to be really fucking cool. And you just got to stick around a little bit longer, and it's all going to make sense to you. Everything you could do, everything you could be, it's all going to work. And you're all going to get at least 100 to 200 Twitter bots of ladies that just created accounts, and they have 4 or 5 pictures and zero followers, maybe 5 thirsty fucks out there following them. But either way, it's almost midnight in 3 different sewers now, and we got to get the hell out of here because it's late. And we'll be back next week with more Nick the Rat. Just want to say thanks again to all the sewer chatters, the dark sewer scientist, Diane, Servo, all the back end people, all the front end people, all the sewer chatters. Jennifer, thank you so much again. Thank you, No Agenda. Thank you, the quantum physics. Thank you, quantum physics. And thank you, Internet. We'll be back next week with more Nick the Rat Radio. Here is Supermodel Girlfriend with My Future. And in your future, you'll be hearing more of, I don't know.
I can't seem to focus, and you don't seem to notice I'm not here. I'm just a mirror, and you check your complexion to find your reflections all alone. I had to go. Can you hear me? I'm not coming home. And do you understand? I've changed my plan, 'cause I'm in love with my future, and wait to meet her. And I'm in love, not with anybody else. Just wanna get to know myself. I know supposedly I'm lonely now. No, I'm supposed to be unhappy without someone, but on a someone I like to be your answer, 'cause you're so handsome. But I know better than to drive you home, 'cause you'd invite me in, and I'd be yours again. But I'm in love with my future, and wait to meet her. And I'm in love, not with anybody here. I'll see you in a couple years.
Hey, Fred, give me a pizza with extra cheese.
Extra cheese.
And hold the tomato sauce.
Hold the tomato sauce.
And hold the crust.
Hold the crust. Hey, Jimmy, give me a cheese with nothing. Nothing?
Now you can have the best part of the pizza without the pizza. Polly-O string cheese, all natural, individually wrapped cheese snacks.
Is this what you want?
Bellissimo. Magnifique.
C'est bon. C'est bon.
Try Polly-O string cheese. It's the best part of the pizza.
Oh, monsieur.
I didn't squawk about the steak there. I merely said I didn't see that old horse that used to be tethered outside here.
You're as funny as a cry for help.
You also pull that old gag about breaking your fork in the gravy.
I didn't say anything about breaking the fork in the gravy. Usen't you be an old Follies girl?
You know, there's something awfully big about you.
Thank you, dear. Thank you, dear. Thank you.
Your nose.
Stop killing animals!